If you bought a brand new 2026 SUV and paid extra for the plug-in hybrid, you might have made it worse. Consumer Reports just released their 2026 reliability data. 380,000 real vehicle owners surveyed, and several of the worst scores in the entire report belong to SUVs sitting on dealer lots right now with factory stickers still on the window. Today I'm counting down 8 brand new 2026 SUVs that Consumer Reports is already flagging as the riskiest purchases in the segment, so you know exactly what to walk away from before anyone hands you a pen. And the number 1 on this list is not a fringe model. It's one of the most popular 3-row family SUVs in America right now. Let's get into it. Number 8, the 2026 Subaru Solterra. The Solterra is Subaru's all-electric SUV, all-wheel drive standard, modern platform, a Subaru badge that buyers associate with dependability. On paper, it looks like a clean, safe purchase. But the 2025 owner data flagged 2 specific trouble spots: EV battery and climate system. On an electric vehicle, those are not minor inconveniences. Those are the 2 systems that determine whether the car gets you where you're going. The 2025 model also cycled through multiple recalls, and Consumer Reports only rates the 2026 Solterra as about average overall. Average. On a brand new vehicle in this price range, that means you are accepting real ownership risk that just does not exist on more proven platforms. It is the lightest case on this list, but the early signal is shakier than the Subaru badge suggests. Number 7, the 2026 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. The Atlas Cross Sport is VW's mainstream 2-row family SUV. Popular, well-priced, exactly the kind of vehicle that looks like a sensible buy for a family that does not need 3 rows. Consumer Reports does not call the 2026 model a disaster, but the 2025 reliability page shows 4 NHTSA recalls. 4. One of them is a production defect in the transmission that can cause sudden loss of forward drive power. No warning, no gradual fade, just gone. The second one involves an engine cover fire risk. 2 of those 4 recalls carry language, loss of power, fire, that should stop any buyer cold. You are paying $40-something thousand for this vehicle. That is not what the first year of ownership is supposed to look like. Number 6, the 2026 Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring Plug-in Hybrid. Lincoln markets the Corsair as refined, upscale, a step above the crowd, and the base gas Corsair has a reasonable track record. The Grand Touring Plug-in Hybrid version is a different story. Consumer Reports named the Corsair PHEV among the least reliable vehicles in their entire 2026 survey. That alone is enough to flag it, but there is harder detail on the reliability page. A battery cell recall covering 2023 through 2026 Corsair PHEV models for internal short circuit risk and battery failure. Internal short circuit on a battery pack. That is not a software glitch you wait out. That is a fire risk on a vehicle you just bought new. The Corsair PHEV looks like a smart premium purchase. The data says otherwise. Number 5, the 2026 Buick Enclave. The Enclave is exactly the kind of SUV that looks safe. 3 rows, polished interior, a nameplate that has been around long enough to feel familiar. Buyers assume vehicles like this are sorted out. Consumer Reports says the 2026 Enclave will be less reliable than the average new car. And here is why that stings. It is not the engine or the transmission that is causing problems. The 2025 owner data flagged in-car electronics and electrical accessories. Those are the things that make ownership miserable without ever fully braking. Warning lights that mean nothing. Infotainment that glitches. Features that work until they stop working. The redesign is recent, and Consumer Reports is consistent on one point. Newly redesigned vehicles are almost always most problematic in their first years. The Enclave is not sorted out yet. Now here is where the list starts getting genuinely serious. Number 4, the 2026 Mazda CX-90. Mazda has spent years building a reputation for getting things right. Reliable engines, honest engineering, no unnecessary complexity. The CX-90 was supposed to move Mazda into the premium segment. Consumer Reports put the non-hybrid CX-90 on their 10 least reliable vehicles list for 2026. Not the plug-in, the standard gas-powered CX-90. That matters. It tells you the risk is not just about plug-in hardware, it runs across the entire nameplate. The 2025 CX-90 PHEV owner data already flagged drive system vibration and grinding as a real reported problem. And Mazda's own recall campaign on the CX-90 and CX-90 PHEV came with dealer stop delivery language, meaning Mazda told dealers to hold vehicles while the hybrid system warning issue was being addressed. The gas version shares that platform. The risk does not stay on the PHEV side of the showroom. Number 3. The 2026 Mazda CX-90 Plug-in Hybrid. One spot worse than the gas version. And Consumer Reports makes clear why. The CX-90 Plug-in Hybrid is on their 10 least reliable vehicles list for 2026, and they predict it will be much less reliable than the average new car. That is one of the lowest outcomes in their survey. Owner-reported trouble spots on the 2025 model include drive system vibration and grinding. Real owners, real cars, real problems. The projected 2026 trouble spot list covers 6 systems: electric motor, EV battery, EV charging, transmission, drive system, electronics, and climate. 6. On a brand new vehicle. And Mazda's recall campaign on the CX-90 PHEV came with dealer stop delivery language. The manufacturer acknowledged something was wrong before most buyers even took delivery. You are paying a premium for a plug-in upgrade that Consumer Reports says made the vehicle worse. That is a hard thing to justify at the dealership. Number 2. The 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. The Grand Cherokee is one of the most recognized names in the SUV segment. Buyers choose it because the name feels proven. The 4xe plug-in hybrid version looks like the smart modern choice. Power and efficiency in one package. Consumer Reports says the 2026 Grand Cherokee plug-in hybrid will be much less reliable than the average new car and names it among the least reliable vehicles in their entire survey. That is already serious. And then the NHTSA recall history hits harder. The 2023 through 2025 Grand Cherokee 4xe has a recall for debris inside the engine that can cause engine failure, loss of drive power, and engine compartment fire. Not a software update, not a warning light. Engine failure and fire risk. On a vehicle people are buying right now with the assumption that brand new means clean slate. There is no clean slate here. Number 1. The 2026 GMC Acadia. This one matters more than the others because of who buys it. The Acadia is a mainstream 3-row family SUV. It sits directly alongside the Toyota Highlander and the Hyundai Palisade, vehicles that sell to families who put reliability above everything else. And Consumer Reports named the GMC Acadia among the least reliable vehicles in their entire 2026 survey. Separately, they predict the 2026 model will be much less reliable than the average new car. That is not a borderline result. That is one of the worst outcomes in a report covering 380,000 real vehicle owners. The redesign is recent. GM's brand reliability score is already weak, and Consumer Reports data is consistent. Newly redesigned platforms carry the highest early ownership risk, and those early problems often persist for years. A buyer comparing the 2026 Acadia to the Toyota Highlander is looking at two vehicles at similar prices in the same segment with dramatically different reliability outlooks. One has been refined for years. The other is brand new and already at the bottom of the list. The market has not priced that difference in yet, but owners will feel it. If any of these were on your shopping list, Consumer Reports' full 2026 data is worth reading before you commit. The pattern across all 8 is the same: new platforms, complex powertrains, and electronics that are not ready yet. If this helped you avoid a bad decision, hit the like button and subscribe. I put out videos like this every week. See you in the next one.